I'm wondering if you've ever had a disagreement with somebody or a misunderstanding with somebody to where you were just taken totally off guard, and you come home and you just keep replaying the conversation in your head over and over and over again. And maybe it made you upset also. And so you're thinking, I should have said this, I could have said that, and you're replaying the conversation only with you saying certain things. And then you're a little worried about the next time you see that person, because you don't know how it's going to be, and is she going to say something, and what are you going to say? Anyway, I had this happen recently, and it was just driving me nuts. It just like hijacked an entire week of my life. And two things happened. First, I listened to our podcast with Father Evan Armitage, where we talked about Chronos time and Kairos.
I know, people who say it the right way, I was like, I know, I'm going to say it the most basic, I'm sure not correct
There's
way.
the Greek way, and then there's the way that we were saying it on the, Kairos. We'll say Kairos for now.
Okay.
So, Chronos, of course, is where I was at. I was thinking in the past, rehashing it over and over and over again. And I was thinking in the future, what's going to happen when I see her again, and I wasn't living in the moment. And like Father said, and we've also heard other priests tell us, and other saints tell us, that you meet Christ in the present moment. That Satan is having a field day in Chronos time, in the past and in the future.
Right.
He's just like playing with your head, basically. And I saw immediately that's what was happening with me. I needed to switch my mindset to Kairos time and what's going on right now, and leave the rest to God. And then the second thing was I was reading St. Paisios, and he said on Thursday of this past week, when I was trying to get through all this, don't you love it when you read something out of a book that's exactly what you needed to hear?
Yeah, not an accident.
Not an accident. St. Paisios said, do not hold a grudge against people who are at enmity with you. In fact, the people who are at enmity with you are doing more harm to their own soul than they are to yours, and we must pray for them. And that just went so well with our podcast on Chronos and Kairos time. Just present moment and prayer. And I don't know if you guys have ever had that situation where you've gotten into a disagreement or a misunderstanding with somebody, but this is one way that will hopefully be able to bring you peace.
Yeah. You know, when you brought up the passage that stuck out to you, you know, when we're in Chronos time, we're not listening, right? And when we bring it back to Kairos time, especially when something feels very confounding like that, and it's really the only place that God can give us a little bit of an insight when we need it most.
Yeah, and comfort.
And comfort.
And comfort, too.
Yeah.
I wasn't even allowing him to comfort me in those times.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hopefully this helps. If you find yourself in this situation, think of Kairos time, not Chronos, and think of praying for that person, because they're doing more harm to their own soul than to your own.